What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Blue Collar Crypto Show. My name is Joe, better known as Dr. Pipeball. I want to take a look at the Bitcoin charts and experiment with the screen share on Google Hangouts. I'm still kind of new to this, so we're practicing a bit, but I'll go to screen share here, application window. Oh, it's asking me to select which one. Okay, I see. Share. Okay. So tradingview.com. And just for the record, I am not a professional in any way. I'm someone who just kind of learned how to do this by reading articles and watching videos and trying to get the gist of it. So we're going to take a look and see what's going on here. And that's the wrong window. Or maybe not. What am I doing? No thanks. All right, so here we go. Let's take Bitcoin out to the daily. And let's get all my goofy lines off of it. Yeah. I mean, once Bitcoin broke above like 8 grand, I mean, it never stopped. So, I mean, all the smart money realized it's coming back down. But, you know, it wasn't until I'm going to take you to the hourly chart to really talk about this here. This point here, we're at $10,000. When it started coming down, this is when I started really paying attention to it because 10,000 was such a critical barrier. I actually thought that 10,000 was going to be the support because of the original announcement about the futures contract was futures contracts were at $10,000. So it seemed like it could be a reasonable bottom given that Bitcoin had gone up to 20, but it crashed through that. So then that's when I really started paying close attention to it. And I actually moved back in right in this area here. Like you see that long line right down here? I got in about 8,500 and I've been holding since then. You know, with Coinbase, it takes about a week or even 2 weeks now to do the bank transfer. So I'm holding on at this point. I think that was a good place to buy because, you know, how far can it actually go down before it has just its natural bounce back? And I think that, you know, we found our bottom here. I mean, look at the way the volume significantly picked up here. A lot of money was moving through Bitcoin in this area, and this about 6 or 7 hour period. And what's more critical is the price wasn't moving all that much in this area. It got from like 8,300 to 8,600, and that is not a whole lot of action for Bitcoin. So basically, a whole lot of people got shaken out of the market here and through this area, and a whole lot of different people or different entities or whatever, well, they came into the market. Now, why does this matter? Well, obviously, in the long term, we want to see Bitcoin come back up and ultimately beat a previous high. But if a whole lot of people got in between, say, 8,000 and 8,500 or 8,000 and 9,000, you better believe that they're going to take profits all the way up. Just to kind of demonstrate this, I'm going to draw a little ray right here. Let's say like this, right? All along this line, you're going to see people taking profits, getting out of the market. You might see a little spike up, but it's going to, it's going to come back. My point is that I don't think you're going to see this really quick turnaround with the price of Bitcoin. It's come down too far. Too many people got in at this low level. And if you get in at 8,000 and you're up 20% in a month, a lot of people are going to take their profits and run. I think 10,000 is actually going to be a natural pressure point now, just because it's that even whole number. But taking it back to the daily here, I've been saying for a long time that the trend with Bitcoin before the absurd breakout, which I mean was when it went over 8,000, it's a 5-point Elliott wave. And so let's draw some waves to show that. First, let's go to the weekly chart since we're looking at it on such a long timetable here, and it'll even. Dang it! I hate when it does that, and I can't click it, and I gotta delete it. Then I got to move it over. But okay, so what I mean by that is In late March, early April is when, the new breakout trend started. That's when it firmly broke above $1,000. So 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I know Elliott waves aren't an exact science, but that seems pretty reasonable, right? I mean, it follows an exponential, well, not exponential. It's got the it's like highs get to the like Fibonacci numbers. Like this peak's at around 3,000. This one's around 5,000. This one's around 8,000. Like what's going on there? That's kind of coincidental, right? That the most obvious place to draw your Elliott wave is on points that correspond to the Fibonacci sequence. But here, I was thinking, okay, now, we're at the end of it, we're going to see our, 2 and 3, perhaps, finding a bottom like at this level, maybe in the like 3,000 range. Now, maybe it wouldn't come down that far, but something like this. I did not expect Bitcoin to just keep flying the way it did. I don't think anyone did. And once it did, it just complete different conditions. The biggest, most important thing to note here is after it broke above 8,000 and 9,000, a different type of money was getting involved. The energy that brought the market from like 9,000 to, not 900, I should say, to 8,000 was you and me and your brother talking about it and getting involved. Now, once the news about the futures, institutional money came in. Institutional money came in, new money came in on the back of it. It went ballistic, and naturally we're seeing a sell-off, people taking profits. It's looking for a bottom, and it seems to have at least found it for at least temporarily. So I would say if you're new to this stuff, you're new to cryptocurrency, you've heard about it, you've heard this, that, and the other, get involved, but get involved gradually right now. We've come down to this low point of just below $8,000. We're hovering. We bounce back to 9,000. We haven't been around the bottom and stabilized at that area to really know if this correction is completely over. I mean, I'd like to think so. I'd like to think it is. I really think it is. My fingers are crossed as tight as I can squeeze them. But if you're somebody who's like wants to put 10 grand into this, don't go all in right now. Go in gradually because you're not 100% sure. So anyway, guys, I'm going to try to come back to the there we go. And my neighbors are being noisy. I don't know if you can hear them or not. Anyway, signing off. I'm going to come back live a little bit later this evening and talk to you guys about stuff related to Byteball, little cryptocurrency philosophy. It's going to be a good time.